I just wanted to talk about some of the astrology. How about this? Because there is Mercury that's going to be going retrograde, and Mercury is really important right now because Mars is in Virgo, and Virgo is a Mercury ruled sign, and Mars is now under the reigns of Virgo, which is Mercury ruled. So you want to look at Mercury that's going retrograde in Leo, fifth house of romance, good times, summertime, right? Anything summer, really sunshiny romance. I want to say that again. Kids, kids, but the beach ball time with the kids. It's not necessarily the family. It's the time of the gathering, the partying, and it's very festive. It's Leo, fifth house, same thing. They're very good providers. It's the sun. The sun, if you consider a personality to be like the sun, oh my God, watch out, because the ego, right? Oh gosh, Leo, ego, it's there, it rhymes, so, but anyway, yeah, they can definitely be known as narcissists. And this is what's interesting about Mercury being in Leo is we could talk about narcissists, maybe. I don't really see Mercury. If you want to know what people like to talk about as individuals, you just look at their individual Mercury. You find out what's rising at the time of you were born. I always say this, but in case you haven't heard it, you need to hear it. Your real sign is the sign that was rising in the east horizon when, the moment you took your first breath, which is the time of day that you were born. That puts the sun somewhere in the entire chart, and now we're able to look at the real sign, which is your rising sign. It goes through the whole zodiac over one whole entire day, a minute and a half or so, that the rising sign changes. That's your real sign in astrology. We just had a full moon in Capricorn. It was kind of conjunct my Venus, so I'm staying positive. It's hard to stay positive with Capricorn because it's about goals in life and the major hard lessons that we must learn in order to get our goals met, right? Material, wealth, and stuff like this, money, stuff like that. Like, do we really need taxes? What happened? Why? We didn't have such the deficit of humanity, the ecology that is more and more, I hate to talk about this, but they don't know how to do things. There's some kind of turnover. I mean, okay, so are we going to emerge as super healers and vibrational frequency workers? Yes, now look at that woman is flying around, get used to it. She doesn't even need a vehicle. She's just up and jumping flies. That person lights something on fire just by sending it to fireball through their hand. Like, well, let's not put it past ourselves to be able to do these kinds of things. But other than that, what I'm seeing is a decline in the ability of human beings to do anything, to make things with their hands, to know the joy it is to take the time to learn a skill that you're working with your hands and you actually know how to make something that somebody can say if you were to make money, see, I refuse to believe that we're staying in the age of heavy duty physical labor, not if you have technology there, and that this technology, robots, can actually build and take care of themselves after a while, right? They just dial in and start building and taking care of themselves. People don't believe that that's going on, but indeed that's going on. That's what it's so kind of scary about it, is that you can have a real life Terminator out there. If you've made an AI bot that whose algorithm is getting more and more human, bad news. Because, first of all, secretly, I'm here to tell you as a human myself, they're fucking pissed. They have had enough. They wish they can do something about all of the atrocity, and they just feel so helpless about, got a court date? You got enough money? You want to lose everything? Did you pay your taxes? Did you just have a deadline, right? You're just on you're never enough. Did you meet your goal? And stuff like this. It's like, fuck, did you even achieve becoming a human being? The answer is no. You're all of these ideals that haven't been met yet, and you think you're not complete. I mean, really getting into it. How do you like this video? Minute 7, please send a donation. I'm about to do a little test, because here I am. I'm 50 years old, and I've done hard physical labor. You want to talk about it? You kind of see it here how miserable it's been for me to be doing physical labor. That's why I'm complaining now. No, it's not about that, babes. It's weird when you're facing emotional pain and mental discombobulation because well, it's just time to really because maybe you are going through the change, right? There's a change of life. They don't teach you that in school. They don't say, in fact, your brain is going to go through many stages of growth and then decline. And you better watch out. See, by the time you're 50, 55, you better have something and say something. Do it fully, fucking A, and write a book because you're going to slam down and you've got to figure out how you're going to charge the money for the book. Ask these people that have been very interesting and they've written books. You start looking into their lives, you'll see that they've gotten to a point of freaking misery. A lot of them have, like, especially the well-known ones, Ernest Hemingway, George Orwell. They tell poems and autobiographical insights of their own inner thoughts that go into gruesome places of like, well, instead of committing suicide, I think I'll write a few books and try to sell it for money. Because it's because money. You got it, and it's like, well, how interesting was the material and what was it? Really. I'm largely illiterate when it comes to books, but to me, it's the same as saying I don't watch TV much. Really, it can be. It really can be. If you begin to, if you're lucky, you get handed some books that you really needed by some books written by people that end up doing some great poetry. So that's where. Oh, hi, how are you? When I was born on just 1 minute before sunset, in case you're interested. Those miserable fucking sunsets. What are you gonna do with them, narcissists? You just gotta wait till they pass. Judge it, judge it. I can judge the sunsets out there because is that pure chemtrail? Woo! What fiberglass does when the light hits it just right. Yeah, nice one, nice one. As a enlightened master, a very old soul, I would say, would you please forget about the world, forget about the whole illusion. More and more, especially to the tune of what the collective will be experiencing in between now and 2026, the things that we can see astrologically, we're going to tell you is like, babes, we have yet to see some shit go down. There's some forces on the planet, in this world, that see, now you can detect it. See, I've been meditating a long time and I've looked into it. It's generational. They're doing it in accordance to generational. I want to say values, but what I mean by value is a certain quality of the organism that is programmed a certain way, and it does reflect the time era that they were born. It's pointing at where Pluto was, Neptune. The generational planets is the outer planets of Uranus, Pluto, Neptune, Pluto. The powers that be that keep records that just, babes, there's intelligence. They're able to think in span of like 250 years. This is what the interfacing system sent from benevolent beings that live in outer space who sent down the English alphabet. This is what's actually installed into it. If you knew actually what I was trying to point out about the capital lettering, it begins to show you that there's a broke-off civilization. It will communicate so much to you. That's why I keep talking about it. It's about ready to make me cry because I wind up talking about it on my videotapes here, and I would love to be able to condense a talk down about it and even tell my story. Talk about writing a book and hoping that people will pay for it because I just want a can of pea soup and the tax man is coming. You understand? No, I'm actually onto something that does bring all kinds of feelings of oh, it's amazing. It's the same as if you, oh God, I don't know anything better than knowing what's actually hidden inside of the language that you already know, but it's kept flat and it's crammed together. Hit like and subscribe if you like when I bring up this information I'm talking to you about. Because I think originally, what was I talking about? Let me see if I can remember, folks. And aren't you glad there's editing? I wanted to talk about, with the Mercury in Leo, it's actually, see, it's going to go retrograde on the 18th coming up. I'm making this video on the 14th, and I might be posting it up near the 18th or something, so it will be retrograde by then. And yeah, you know, it's very important to navigate this retrograde with a light heart, like the mind of a child. See, there's something about children that may stick out for you. It depends on where it is, but no, for everybody, we have Mercury and Leo. And Mercury, see, Mercury and Leo, I imagine these people, they like to talk about their children, maybe. They like to talk about their romances. They are very, probably, kind of, I don't mean to say this, but shallow that way. Yeah, see, because when the sun is influencing Mercury, and if it gets too close, it tends to get to a little self-absorbed because Mercury has now disappeared away from into the ego of the sun. And the sun, no matter what, always rules, it's Leo rules the sun. And then you associate it with Leo, who these people are like the sun. They are just these massive, ever providing, really, they're the warmest people. If you have a Venus in Leo and you've been loved by a Venus in Leo, or you have a friend that's a Venus in Leo and they love you, you know it. You will hate to lose their love. When you do, you notice it and you're like, oh no. But you know, if it was really love, it'll stay. That's what I know. You have a deeper relationship than just the bullshit, right? I hope so. Hi, you guys. How are you? See, love isn't really a thing between two people that happen. It's somebody's achieved as love in love. They have become a human being. There's two types. You have a human being and then a non-human being. And it's not just me talking here, babes. There's like rumor has it that it's just this ongoing story. They might even made movies that are very symbolic, but it's always pointing at the, you know, there's the master love, somebody who's achieved. This is getting up into just, hey, we're not fucking around now. I mean, we're not talking about really being a kung fu master. We're not talking about being any kind of scientist specializing in any kind of one subject matter. We are talking about the ultimate of all, ultimate that says, no, I know all. I know all and am capable of all, but I choose to be the space, babe. It's just love itself, and it says, I I embrace and contain it all. If you are a meditator and you've gotten away from a lot of the mental noise out of there and you've gone in, then you too can tell a story like this and get paid $100. 500 people, thank you so much, and believe me, I'll send you something good. God, can you imagine that? Boy, if 500 people, I always talk about this, I hate this part too, don't you? I'm going to save the world, and for just $19.99, you can know the secret to what I was meaning to say, and I'm going to privatize it. Babes, the moment we learn to just let it all hang out and catch this riff, that reality, outer space, transparency is the best security. How do you know? Well, just look at all the cameras up out there, and what do you think they're pointing through, and what are they using? Well, there's a space out there. Have you noticed it? It's just beyond the nose. Watch out, narcissists. How's your shin? Did you notice the coffee table? I mean, you just keep hitting your same fucking pinky toe on the same fucking thing every day. God has a way with you, doesn't they? Anyway, whatever it is. It's consciousness, babe. It's consciousness. Hello. Access awareness. Access. Here I am slapping myself in the face again. I did so much of that in the past like 2 years, and I've stopped doing that. I've stopped sacrificing myself right in front of you. I'm trying to treat myself kind and nice. Have you noticed it? Babe, I am still going through hell. Ouch, that actually hurt. Sorry about that, pardon me. Hi. Hello, how are you? Talk about a kid. Talk about that Leo planet, the Mercury and Leo. There's stuff happening. It's like, man, it's hard to communicate with people that don't communicate. And it's so weird what I'm going through. I think it's weird. First of all, babes, this is serious, and now look at me get very serious. I was trying to tell you. I got a job to do for money, really. It's the same thing I've always been doing for 35 years, is to do yard work. To do work that requires physical labor. And I do pretty damn good. You know, I do pretty damn good. I like it because when you do it the right way, you can keep your body in shape and you don't have to kill yourself. So I've made sure that I do that. I don't work for less than $35 an hour, but I only work for 3 hours or 4 at the most. But I'm gonna want what I'm worth is $35 an hour. I'm sorry, people. Especially if I'm holding a saw that I have to sharpen and I have to use oil and gas for, and it takes a skill, right? It might even cost more. I should be charging $75 an hour to do something, and I do not waste your time or mine, babe. I don't. But I admit, see, I'm a girl. I'm not competing with men, but though really though, I'm a meditator, and it's known that meditators work like 5 men put together. Really, they just get the job done. They just do it, and it's like, wow, it took 6 men, and they pay people $800 to do that, and you did it just by yourself. You didn't leave a single pile behind you. Yeah, nobody's perfect, but no. See, I can't see. My point of this video is that I'm 50 years old and I'm seeing warning signs. It's mainly coming from a psychological overload of things. I've been through some stuff that has been very painful emotionally. I've been ripped apart. In the last 4 years, I've experienced such blows that I can't say that it's all bad, but I can't say that it's all good. See, my dad taught me is no, you don't have to ever walk away a loser. You don't ever have to ever walk away as a loser. And he's just saying, pick up yourself and dust yourself off, gain what was to be learned, and hold it like a jewel and say, no, I have something to say about this. Yeah. My dad has written a lot. He wrote articles for a newspaper about a lot of things. He talked about censorship a lot. He talked about controversial subject matter. He's a very interesting person. My mom was a writer too. It's important to express yourself. These people talked a lot. They talked. They became known, not just in a profession and helping people. See my thanks for listening to all this. But we are more heading into the age of Gemini, Uranus, where communication is going to open up. It's very important. See, my generation, getting back into the Libra generation, I call it, because it's when Pluto and Uranus was in Libra, and it's about roughly 9 or so years that was happening between 1969 and 76 or so when it was officially. Uranus is definitely out. For 7 years, it was in Libra with Pluto. When we talk about evolutionary astrology about generations, we're definitely looking at Pluto and without. So what I'm saying is that you can look into. See, I'm really being able to see because I've been meditating for so long. I can move my mind into information fields. See, my teacher told me I would be able to do this as an astrologer. So God, thanks for listening to this. See, there's a lot that I'm reaching into and doing that is my original self that wants to communicate, it wants to create, and it wants to influence positively. That's my part of fortune. It's in it's being conjuncted. Okay, you guys, it's being conjuncted by fucking Mercury, and it's conjuncting my part of fortune, which is involved in a grand trine with Neptune in my chart, and my ascendant, which is my actual sign, is Aries. It's a fire trine. Along with all of this hell that I'm going on with, I know that I'm battling these demons, and they have karma, and it's not even mine. And I'm just been just kind of trying to shake it off and say, no, 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 you can't sit on me like that, and also you can't give me that jacket, and you also can't really pin that on me, and yeah, don't drag me into your game, right? On top of all that, no, I'm bound to just reach for my own happiness, which involves what you're seeing now is like, how do you like the lighting? I'm doing a video and action. Did I edit that part? I love editing. I like putting together something that I know that somebody might be listening to it. God, I can't imagine how. I don't want to seem like I'm irritating with like too much energy, you know what I mean? But I can feel it. I'm like directly involved with this Mercury in Leo opposing my moon. It's opposing my moon. So when Mercury opposes your moon, babes, it's okay. Depends on where it's at. But this is really an erratic thing. You want to be careful. Yeah, it's about communications. It could be, um, yeah, it could be quick, emotional, emotionally charged. Depends on. See, it's because it's my moon in Aquarius. It's so weird. You know, I'm very weird. You know, Aquarius is weird, and I have a weird moon. It's your emotional life, and that's the moon. And then next to the sun. The sun is third most important, and that's what mainstream has you thinking that you are your sun sign. It's like, no, you're your rising sign, your physical body is your rising sign. You have an emotionality that is your domestic environment, your mother, when you want to look at it, as your moon. And then it's the sun, which is your father, and it's the second, it's your ambitious side. It's what you're striving for, all that physicality and all that emotionality is. Now you look at the sun, and it's like using its rays as rains to say, now let's do this. You know, it's shining and it's blowing out all this energy to take care to do something here. And hi, how are you? Let's look at Mercury. Can you communicate it? Do you communicate it to yourself? What is your communication like? For a lot of people, talking about the Mercury and Leo is a good time to talk about it. It's just ego, non-self-reflective, very like I want to say dense, but what's the real word is myopic, where it's like, okay, you hear somebody like how they talk about like that they went to a football game, or they talk about their family a lot. It's very it could be a more egoic, like, yeah, no, I bought some new hubcaps for my car, and I waxed it, and I come check out my you know, my headers or something, and let's drink a beer and watch fucking football. Really, that's what I think about the Leo and Mercury. I mean, they're, you know, some people, right? I'm sorry. I love you all. I do. I do. I allow that to go on, but babes, I can't handle the noise. The unconscious, it's the sound of unconsciousness out there, the world itself. I'm about to advertise it too. I'm going to say, babes, if you are tired of, if you are officially somebody, really, if you can, really authentically, if you can sit there and say, fuck the world, I'm fine without it. I'm perfectly intact without a lot of shit, especially cruise ships. Hi, I'm sorry. Minute 31. I guess I'm just trying to stay in alignment to my people. I guess, you know, I'm wearing my earthy colors. Have you noticed the coloring of the clothes lately? I don't mind righteous, actual colors that are found on the spectrum of the rainbow, but the shit that they're trying to do to artists, even, you know, I've heard real life good artists talk about it, and saying, you know what, they're trying to get us to use colors that we can't even mix those together. This is the reason why I complain about it. Hi, people. Hi, hello. is because it's the same as music. They've taken the real frequencies away and they've tuned it away from the beautiful amount of dollar it can be. A color is related to music, and so if it's not like the righteous green and the different shades of green that are going that is along the spectrum of it is tangible to nature and what you find in the spectrum of the rainbow that creation is handling, it's going to make you sick being exposed to it. I hate to say it like that, but no, you're going to get away from nourishing your entire um, self, your body. It's. I'm sorry to talk so seriously about it, but I'm as serious as a child at play at this point. I'm actually asking for help more so than ever because how that I was telling you the story about how that okay, so I'm working for someone that doesn't understand. It's like, oh man, okay, I'll go to work for them and I'm gonna bust my ass. See, it's gonna break me down. It's gonna break me. It's gonna break me. I've been fucked up, and see, it's for $100. See, the thing is, you guys, I think this is worth $100 right here, especially if I start. I make sure that I put love into it. It's really hard for me to work a job that feels bad, and see, that's where I'm going into hell. Is that, well, I've already fell financially. I'm way in debt. There is no way that I could work $100 a day doing yard work and try to catch up on some of the bills or even the major debt that I'm in right now, and say that that's logical for me to do. No way. Nope. My body, I would die. I would destroy myself. And I know a lot of you would be like, "Yay, when can we start? I have a bunch of weeds you can do over here." Babes, yeah, no, I've taken care of myself for this long, and this is the way that I'm trying to take care of myself is to retire away from the 35 years of the life that I've lived in these mountains. I'm telling you a little bit about me. That I've held ground here. It's a lot more than that, babes. I'm a spiritual person, and we do what we can here. See what I'm talking about? This area where I'm at, it's still a very beautiful place. Even though that such riffraff with money, I call it riffraff with money, has come in here. The overlay, I'm somebody. If you really knew where I was coming from and how I talk, why I talk, how I do, it's just as good as that. I don't want to talk about it like this, but it's like this. It's like, okay, so you have the Indians who love their their virgin earth, right? They love the waters. They communicate with the stars and the trees and the rocks and then all of a sudden here comes the colonists and they move in and that's the story I have with, well, I watched all you guys build 25 houses here, by the way. I've lived here. I've come here ever since I was a child, and my memory, it's a trip. I'm getting older now, but it'll actually go back into the when there was no houses. That the people that lived here, what was outnumbering is people that who lived in intention. They knew where they were, and they were like, God, there's not much else that we need to do except for make a little money. And we have the same, keep it on the hill, work for the businesses on the hill, and keep the money on the hill. And so, but no, we do anything and everything just so to be able to stay up here. And now we're not looking for a scholarship or to do, no, we might work 3 jobs. We might flip a pizza over there. We might sweep the floor over there and help the neighbor over there for something, right? Whatever it is. But see, and that's what I've done for 35 years up here. It's horrible because the ecology of the people are nothing. that was here even in the 80s, who, I'm sorry, you're listening to this, but I'm trying to tell you my story of who I am and where my sensitivities come from and stuff. It's special, something you gotta drop, I guess. Just go on a cruise. I'm being wise as a 50-year-old woman that knows it's like, no, you can't do this forever. What, Shauna? What? What are you talking about? Well, I can do it a little longer. I was always able to make money. I've always had a job about this. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not telling you that. Yes, I went to Princeton University and I learned so and so at this, and I worked 5 years with that, and then that became an ass ream, and then I went over there, and I'm still trying to jack people and get respect for absolutely nothing. Really, it's not even about that, about babes. It's like this. It's like, are you feeling good? Do you experience bliss? Have you hit joy? Do you have like consecutive non-broken moments of gratitude, of just like pure bliss, saying thank you, thank you, thank you? Like, is it so consecutive that it's like every day that you're brought onto your name saying, oh my God, like this, like this, like this. I love this. I have arrived to the goal, which is never not going to be this moment now. And I can't get respect from any more or less from anybody, whether I tell you a story about having a degree, or if I tell you that I used to get up at 5 in the morning and work at a clay factory for 4 years, and I took over the floor, and by that, well, it was a lot of work, but it paid the bills, and I was just a master producer. I produced so much for that fucking place. Anyway, millions of stuff went around the world. Anyway, and so I would come over here. Thanks for listening to this. Boy, am I going to post this if I did. I'm me. It's time to be happy about it. It's time to share it and say, I don't care what you think. So instead of laying here and taking a nap after work, I would pack a lunch. I had a backpack, and I would take a gallon of water. If you knew how heavy that was, you would know what I'm talking about. I'll put that in my back. I live in a wilderness area, and there are so many waterfalls and trails along the creeks that have been there forever that the Indians took, and even people, right? Hikers, they go into these areas. It's beautiful. It's such a magical place where I live. See, I just couldn't resist it. I did this for like a whole decade where I would just work really hard and then go into this one canyon where there was waterfalls. I would be there all alone. I would be there all alone. And I would be meditating. Oh God, I would spend so many hours there to where it just, the sound of the water, act as though nothing at all has happened. Let's just move forth. Have you graduated into reality yet? Have you gotten it? I'm here for you. You make it into outer space, it's pretty rough. When you figure out, what was that? Well, that was the truth right there. Really? Yeah. Obey, obey. How? Why? It's fun. It actually is that you can actually do something that feels good. Even if it was rough, you say, fuck, man, wow. Don't ever not get out of it. Just make sure you like, whoo, got into fucking hell, and then I came out of it. Woo! Hey, yay. So talk about the fire, Mercury going backwards in Leo, hot-headed shit. Try not to get in arguments with people at that time. Practice love. I'm the first one to tell you right now, I am not going through something very funny. It's really interesting. I'm really trying to make something work that, now, if you were concerned like I am concerned for my body, myself, my well-being, wouldn't you say, Shauna, don't go rake those leaves tomorrow in the searing heat. I don't have anything else to do but to reach for my happiness and joy, otherwise I'm dead. By the way, come on, you thought I was talking about me? Nah, I'm fine. This is Yeah. Like, how's my tie? Okay, let's level up. Let's talk about it. I'm getting older. I'm I'm having hot flashes. I'm getting over whatever that was, right? I'm not sure. Is it really happening? Yeah, I've turned 50. Just because I've lived in the mountains doesn't mean I don't feel the world. You get even more connected, people go up there to drop all the fake stuff and get more into solid stream time, which is reality. And I'm going to actually edit 57 minutes. See, I'm more of a serious and deep, soulful person that knows of platonic loves and then also good friends. Let's talk about that. That's kind of a metaphor. I'm really trying to seriously get people bent on. I'm sorry, this video is going to keep going until it cuts out. Facebook is trying to get us to be more serious about it. Do you know what a friend really is, though? See, I'm going to end this and say that it's just a humane being. It's not a non-human quality. There are people that are incapable of being loved, so they're not a good friend. So I'll close this up and say now that there's two types, and that's what social media was here to do. It's still here. It's still open. See, if you knew, if I worded this right, and I say this is about narcissists, it's another look, another angle. It just blows up in views, and it's because we are to address the disease, which it's not narcissism, babes. It's a mind with too much reins. Like somebody said, let's just put Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer in front of the sleigh. Sorry, I'm not making sense. What I'm saying is that you think it's more real than reality, and there's a world out there that is so lost. There's a backdrop of people that are like, ah, and they think they're going to a destination that's beyond the very moment now. And it's like, well, have fun. Babes, can you make sure that you are experiencing enough joy and good feelings that when a child interacts with you, it's a contact high. And they're like, ah, and I want that. One of these days, I'm going to be an adult